Welcome to Necromunda Under Hive Wars. I'm playing my relatively new Orlock gang in Deadly Operations. We have a gang of 6, 5 in the main crew and 1 in reserve. This is my leader, Mayan. I've kept the default names. I couldn't be bothered to customize them too much. Eagerly waiting the next patch for Necromunda. Patch 1.2 has been announced, but there hasn't been a time frame yet, and I think the reason for that is because the Xbox 1.1 patch has yet to be released. So I think Focus Home are reluctant to make any firm commitments about the date, but it should be the first week. Focus Home have already noted the areas Rogue Factor I worked on for the patch. The thing that stood out to me was the AI, but not what I was expecting. The notes stated that Rogue Factor had improved the AI decision making time, but that is not the problem with the AI. The problem with the AI is that its decision making is not very good at the moment. I think that's partly due to bugs with pathfinding, with item management, and but most of all, I mean, decision making is not very good. It just puts itself in suicidal positions where it can easily be picked off by your gang. And even if you're facing 3 AI gangs with a total of 15 AI gangers, the game is not proving to be much of a challenge even on the highest difficulty, Deadly. Anyway, we are going to try one of the missions, or maybe 2. It will give me a good idea where the game is after patch 1.1 in preparation for patch 1.2. I'm hoping it's the first week of November, but again, there's no firm guarantee that there will be the release date of the next patch. So, Brawler for the Orlock leader, she is armed with a massive axe, and I've given her the following skills. The one that stands out is Heroic Death Sentence. This gives her extra damage against heavily wounded or gravely wounded opponents. So if their health bar is in the orange or red, she is going to finish them off. Second, I think, would be the Deadeye. This was recruited at rank 0, but she was an experienced ganger, so she had a lot of XP, so she quickly shot up to, I think, rank 8 or rank 9. It didn't take her long to hit the level cap of 10. Anyway, she's a Deadeye. These are her skills. The one that stands out is, of course, Double Tap and Trick Shot. These two synergize well together. If she gets a critical, she gets 25 action points refunded, which she can then use for Trick Shot, which gives her 2 shots. So in an ideal situation, she'll be able to take 3 shots at an opponent. And a fully warmed up plasma rifle, which is what she's armed with. Is it plasma rifle or plasma cannon or plasma gun? Sorry. Okay, a fully warmed up plasma gun can produce massive amounts of damage. 3 shots will definitely take out an opponent, even the AI gangers with over 300 health. I've seen AI gangers with 375 health, but that really doesn't help them with survivability, because the problem is not their HP, the problem is their decision making. Next up, we have another Deadeye. This one is more or less the same. Trick Shot, Double Tap. Yeah, it's not really that much of a difference here. We have a Heavy. He's also armed with Plasma. I went with all Plasma for my Orlocks. The one that stands out with Tune Up, which well, this is a self buff, improves the range, precision, and the aura, which provides extra action points for anyone in the aura. So if we move together, the snipers and the heavy move together, they will have plenty of action points to bring even the most stalwart enemy to their knees. Finally, we have the lay mechanic. Main skill is pretty much anointed armaments. It helps to keep the plasma weapons in the sweet spot between maximum damage output and overheating. She also has a road fly, which is a very useful skill. It improves ranged evasion. I mean, there's some criticism of Necromunda under Hive Wars that it doesn't really provide the flavor of the tabletop game, and some of it is pretty much warranted. But I think the criticism that is unwarranted is that the gangs do have their own flavor, but it's not very well depicted, or it's a little too subtle for its own good. For example, the Goliaths in this game do have a lot of damage mitigation or damage absorption, but it is spread out across many skills. Meanwhile, the Orlocks, their whole gist is getting a lot of initiative. It's not unusual for them to get over 200 initiative and then have very cheap Overwatch. So in combination, what that means, they will move first, shoot you, and then go into Overwatch and shoot you again when you move. So that makes him very deadly at range. I've not actually tried the Asher yet. I'm looking forward to starting my Asher gang as soon as patch 1.2 drops. So I'll have a good idea of how a fresh gang fares in patch 1.2. So enough gab. Let's take a look at operations right now. The resources are below 50%. As usual, I'm in the lead. 370, almost twice the amount of the other gangs. I've secured the tier 2 reward. I'm going for tier 3. I've already finished the clan requests, defeated 14 brawlers. So I'll get 75 credits for that. Not really that big a deal. I only have 207 for this fresh gang, and this is a very fresh gang. It has only 6 operations, or 6 missions so far in operations. Total injury suffered 1, and I started this on rank 0 on deadly difficulty. It just goes to show you the sheer imbalance when a human player takes on the AI on deadly. 16,000 damage dealt to enemies, in return suffered only 1,203. Again, I would like to emphasize this was a fresh gang on deadly difficulty. Granted, I did have the use of infamy points, so that gave me a leg up, but still, this is not a great indicator. Anyway, let's take a look at our choice of operations here. We have discovered the Asher gang's location. This is the Devil's Daughters. They have 175 resources. They are in the 2nd place. Why don't we try this? We'll assault their headquarters. Choose mission. My feeling this is going to be a 3-way fight. Enemies are raiding your headquarters, so change of plan here. We are facing another Orlock gang, rating 5,405. Defend my HQ. I'm not sure what happens if you choose another mission while your headquarters is being assaulted. My feeling is the enemy gang will make away with resources and not suffer any fighters out of action, which means all your reserve crew will not be doing anything. I've stated it before, I would like to state it again. There has to be a reason, a real incentive for you to have a full gang of 15. Right now, it's just not there. HQ under attack, 5 on 5. The enemy AI has a higher gang rating. It doesn't really matter. Various horrific strains of plant life still thrive in certain parts of the Underhive. Asher gangs are known to make extensive use of these for specially tailored chemicals and elixirs in order to create weapons like envenom blades, concealed drug injectors, and the much feared chem throwers. This also ties in with the other loading screen that shows the Asher selling their drugs to the Goliaths. Switch yard roof. This is my headquarters. Apparently, I didn't get to choose it. Repel the enemy's attack and defend your resources. 2 extraction zones. So one of the things interesting about this defending base headquarters is all our gangers are on overwatch. Where is a good spot for my leader? My leader is a brawler. Don't want her in the open. Is there any deployment spot with some cover? I think this is the only one. She could get sniped. Let's see if the AI is capable of doing that. This is my dead eye. I have 2 dead eyes. I don't know which one this is supposed to be. I think 104 initiative is the more experienced dead eye. Going to put her over here. We can use the zip lines to move about. I think I'll keep the lay mechanic near my first dead eye. Back her up with anointed armaments. This is my heavy. Looks like the gangers, enemy gang is content to place themselves over here. It's kind of hard to plan for movement because the gangers in this game can move shocking amount of distance. I think this heavy is going to get hammered. Hopefully we will be able to. I'm going to put him over here in cover. Don't want to suffer too many hits. Who do we choose first? I hit the wrong key for the map. Kept hitting the shift key instead of M because shift is the key for the map in Mordheim. Who do I want to move first? I think I'll move the leader. Do the usual buffing and prepping for subsequent rounds. AI is immediately making some big moves here. She was not punished for her aggression because my heavy decided this would be an opportune moment to demonstrate how a weapon should be fully utilized while in Overwatch. A lot of contemplating here. Okay, this barricade is going to be a problem, I think. The AI does have problems with barricades. It simply does not understand how to destroy them. So it'll be stuck behind there for quite some time, I think. I hope patch 1.2 does something about that. So take a look at the preparation skill for the Orlocks. It increases the initiative, increases stress resistance. I still don't know what that actually does. I think that helps with debuffs and buffs. But I don't bother thinking about that. At the moment, it's not really an issue. But the most interesting thing right now is 30 initiative. Compare and contrast with the Goliath's preparation For Goliaths, the preparation skill increases damage absorption. So there is a difference in flavor. There is sufficient diversity in terms of or variety in terms of gangers. Give the heavy extra action points so he can take a few extra shots if possible and turn. Who do I move next? What about the heavy? I sure hope Rogue Factor make the AI a priority and just try to improve it. If they do that, I think PvE will really prove an entertaining time sink. I think players will spend a lot of hours ranking up the gangers, outfitting them with their best equipment, and they will be encouraged to purchase extra warbands, or sorry, extra gangs in the form of DLC. Tune up for range precision. One ganger here out of sight. I could attempt to blow apart this barricade and then take her out. You can just simply target this one. This is the enemy leader. $129 critical damage. First shot. Second shot. And she's down. This is what I'm talking about when I say the AI puts its soldiers in, or gangers in, suicidal positions. Do not have enough AP for much. We'll go with the garrison, but no one is close enough to take advantage of that right at the moment. But if I position you over here, reason for that is to give the brawler, the Orlock leader, extra AP for the next round. Move the play mechanic closer to the now take a look at the play mechanics initiative. 136 without any buffs. Kind of ridiculous. Put you here. Overwatch only 15 action points. Readiness for the improve hit chance. Delay for extra initiative in the next round. and now kneel to take advantage of cover and turn. So the reason I think developers don't really put a lot of effort into AI is there are a couple of reasons. First is that AI is not something you can sell easily in game trailers. Graphics, cinematics, voice acting, those are all elements that come across easily in the game trailer. AI is something you slowly discover the strengths and weaknesses over the course of several hundred hours of play or dozens of hours of play. So I think that's one reason is, developers don't put a lot of effort into the AI. Second reason is if the AI is too good, gamers will complain about they simply do not like too great a challenge. The solution there is to have AI for different difficulty settings. At easy, the AI should be a relative walkover. Normal provides the right balance, and hard, a real challenge. Problem there is that, well, the difficulty for games sort of changes the amount of time you put into the games. When you start playing any game, chances are the game is going to prove bewildering. You're not going to be able to figure out how anything works. And you will usually get clobbered by the game as time goes on and you become accustomed to the rules, the mechanics, the AI's behavior. You find a sweet spot where the game is still challenging, but it is beatable and it is satisfying when you beat the game. As soon as you put more time into the game becomes easy or trivially easy because you have mastered it. Did I already select readiness? So this is another thing I like to see changed. Sometimes you'll select a skill and you're not sure whether you've already used it. Readiness I've already used. So instead of having this skill here that is selectable, once you've buffed yourself up with readiness, I would like to see the readiness skill no longer available unless your character goes out of action, and at which point your buff is lost. Hopefully that's something Rogue Factor would look into. Am I expecting it? Well, I think I got other priorities at the moment. So the third problem with the AI coding is that you got gamers who have played strategy games for decades, not just video games, but also tabletop games. And trying to code AI for that sort of gamer who's very accomplished and very experienced is an absolute nightmare. And putting all those resources into coding AI for a very small percentage of the player base may not be actually viable. I hope they do it. I suppose a solution there is to open up the AI coding, make it open source, but you got a lot of problems there as well. Copyright issues, play testing issues. Rights issues. I forgot to buff you up because I have been gabbing. Less preparation. Do you not have preparation? Interesting. I wonder why I didn't put preparation for this character. I don't think this is the best way of going about things because I've been talking so much. It's been throwing me off. Talking while you're playing games is a skill. It's not one that I'm particularly good at. Double tap. Can I find another target here? Yeah, it's good enough. 80%, only 30% damage absorption with energy weapons. Not that great. Get back into cover. Kneel. And end the turn. I think the fourth reason why the AI coding is not a priority for game developers is that they simply think that the AI is there as a, well, it's supposed to be to help you transition over to multiplayer, where you will face accomplished players and you will face players who are at your own skill level, whatever that skill level may be. Of course, that's the problem with matchmaking, where you have situations where a brand new player or neophyte is matched with a gamer who's had a lot of experience with the game. So matchmaking must be done well, otherwise it will frustrate new players. But I also think that there's a place for a well-coded strategy AI, because not everyone wants to play multiplayer. If you take a look at the achievements for most turn-based strategy games, most of the players are spending a lot of time in single player. If you take a look at the achievements, only a small percentage of the player base actually played Blood Bowl in multiplayer. I think it was 20%, and for this one I'm not sure what the percentage is. Is it about 10% around there? But of course this game has a lot of problems with the AI, not the AI, the matches crashing in multiplayer, so that might have put off some players. What is the situation right now? In talking so much, I have lost track of the positions of everyone. One guy over here, this is the dead eye, who can go this way and that way thanks to his grapnel. So it's hard to plan for where he's going to be in the next round. These two, I think, should be a prime target. Let's target these two guys, if possible. Can I get you to a higher level with minimal action points spent? Is there a staircase here? Doesn't look like it. Can I get a shot? Am I facing the wrong direction? I am. Okay, I see you. %13 only. 40% only. That's not good enough. How do I get you up? This is supposed to be my own base, but I don't know what the layout is supposed to be. Okay, we have some height. %23 only. What the hell? think I can take one shot. That was abysmal, to say the least. That is a saboteur, so he won't be able to reach us. And you should be safe, I think. Okay, I think I'll select the second, did I? 138 initiative. Ridiculous. 58% only. It's so low. 58% only. What the? Okay, left arm. Still no critical. Overwatch 8 action points only. Can you take another shot? No, you can't. Entrenched to regain some action points. Nope. Get back into the aura. Can't get back into the aura. Yes, I can. What is the best play here? We'll go with field scan. Increased precision. Hopefully that will improve his chances of getting a critical hit or a shot on target anyway. And I wanted to move him the other way. I don't think the facing matters that much. At least I don't think so. So the AI is still struggling to find a way into the base because there are barricades here. And these pathing issues still frustrating to see. But the AI is evaluating, it's thinking, it's assessing. It failed to do something or failed to move forward, but it did search. Now let's see what it's going to do here. Takes the elevator up. Gets upstairs. Places itself in Overwatch, expecting me to come there. I'm not going to go there. Okay, select my main dead eye. See if we can target the lay mechanic here. Stand you up. Did not see this character down here, who is now on my list. Double tap, I think. Left arm 100%, no armor. No critical hit. Entrench for the action points. Can you get a trick shot here? Yes, you can. And she's down. The weapon is in orange. I'll reload and then kneel for the extra cover. Just waiting for the AI to show some ambition here and get inside the headquarters. I'm pretty sure it's stymied by these barricades here. It's not going to go inside until those barricades have been blown apart and it is incapable of destroying those barricades. So back up the other. Can I buff them up here? You get anointed armaments. Not sure if it's useful at this point. Maybe it wears off before at the start of the next round. Forgot to check. Don't think she'll be able to shoot anyone. Why don't I place a put a road fly over here? I think it might block off the path to get away. So instead of doing that, and I don't think you're able to plant a road flare here anyway because it's bugged. You can't place items in an aura. Never mind. Just kneel and turn. Gets shot in the leg. Loses some movement points. Maybe getting shot should remove more of the action points. So it's a bigger penalty. It may be that Rogue Factor's entire intention for this game was to create a fast-paced, turn-based game, which is why characters can move so far. But if you want to make it a fast-paced turn-based game, why would you make operations have so many enemy AI? Because you spend a lot of time simply watching the AI make its moves. Where was the fifth ganger? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I've killed 2. I see. I think my leader can go and loot that body over there. So if you have your gang face 3 AI gangs, for each round you will be spending time simply staring at the screen as the AI makes its move. I will simply grab this to sell. Don't use a lot of these grenades, there's no real pressing need for that. So you can sort of understand why Rogue Factor decided to work on the AI speed. If your one gang is facing 3 AI gangs, you'll spend a lot of time staring at the screen. So I think it's sort of understandable why they chose to focus on that. But I really hope that Rogue Factor put a lot of effort into improving the AI. I mean, this could be a pretty damn good game if the AI provided more of a challenge. Oh, I really want to rush over there. This character is in Overwatch. This character is in Overwatch. This character is in Ambush. So I move you forward, you're going to get smacked in the face. Or shot in the face rather. What about you? Stand up. Target not visible. %100% chance to hit. Of course I'm gonna take it. Double tap first. 100% shot. Okay, you should get action points back. You have 60 action points now after taking 1 shot. Amazing. Let's take 2 shots at this guy. 2 grey shots. He has 3 AP left. Are you joking? Entrench. Can you let another... Okay, 1 more shot. Trick shot again. Why not? Overwatch, 0 action points. We got an achievement as well. We're going to get teleported. The AI is still befuddled, bewildered, baffled by this barricade. At some point you just have to feel sorry for the AI in this game. Not sure why he's searching the corpse, maybe retrieving some item of value, maybe an adrenaline shot maybe. The AI does carry adrenaline shots but never uses them. If it uses them, it would be more of a challenge, but if it uses them, new players might find the AI frustrating as it heals itself and revives out of action gangers. So that's the real problem for game developers. Seems to be a no-win scenario for them. But that is why they get paid the big bucks. The onus is on them to figure it out. Find some middle path. My feeling is difficulty settings would be the way forward. Easy difficulty for new players and those who are not very good at strategy games, and improve the AI for brutal and deadly difficulty. I doubt they're going to do that. I think they'll take the easy way out and simply jack up the health for higher difficulties, because that is the path of least resistance. %26 chance, 22% chance, 30% chance, 34, 80% for a headshot. Let's try that. Evaded. Disgusting. Overwatch, 0 action points. So that really is the main strength of the Orlock gang. High initiative and cheap or even free. Overwatch. Take another shot. Oh, it's 34%. Might as well. You're already in Overwatch. Again, worst shot ever. Kneel. And turn. You know what? Enough skulking. We are going to take a shot to the face. But I think it's time for my glorious leader get into the fight. Call the elevator. Hello. Why can't I charge? 25 damage is minimal. Strike. $185. Search. Nothing too interesting. We'll grab this photon flash that stuns opponents. Might come in handy in certain situations. Closing into the end. Put this Orlock gang out of its misery. 99% chance to hit. $77 for the first shot. Weapon is in the red, orange. Okay, still not heating up. Is it because of anointed armaments? I think so. We do not have any action points for entrench. So move here and turn. Stand you up. Can you get a shot? I think you're out of range. Final ganger is a brawler, Mickey Dex. Why don't we go with brawler versus brawler? I don't think my ganger leader is going to be able to make it all the way there rather. Not interested. Okay, he's going to charge us. How dare he? 119, that is... Okay, this is sort of dangerous. If my leader misses the shot, and there's a 62% chance of a grace hit, he moves next, he could actually put us out of action. I think we should be able to take him out. That is quite the ragdoll search. We'll take the Royd stem. That should be the end of it. Looting round. Maybe your ganger should be in recovery even if they are heavily wounded. That would give you extra reason to have a full gang of 15. So even if you're grievously or heavily wounded at the end of the mission, you will have to take several shifts to recover. So there's no option for quickly exiting the looting round. Crabs. Now that trap was actually one of my own. This was set automatically. You don't get an option of setting it yourself for base defense. We're going to grab all this and sell it. We'll end the stream, I think, as soon as we've looted. So anyway, Necromunda patch 1.2 coming soon. Hopefully next week. I will be eagerly looking forward to the patch notes, and I will be, I think, starting an Asher gang. I'm looking forward to seeing how they compare and contrast to the Goliaths and the Orlocks. Kind of like the look as well. Very striking. Each of the different gangs has a different look. Not sure what the first DLC warband is going to be, or DLC gang is going to be. I'm hoping it's going to be maybe the Corpse Grinders. It would be a different style. I think they are melee oriented. What is that? A rotary flensing saw? Is that what it's called? Melee range. Well, not exactly melee range. It has some range, but it's relatively short ranged. So it'll be interesting to play a melee oriented gang. Not sure when we'll see the first DLC for Necromunda. Focus Home have teased that it is on the way. Not sure how substantial it's going to be. Let's take a look at the crew here. 2774 on my rank 9, who will be able to hit rank 10 as soon as I've given her some XP. Maxed 15 unspent points. I think we lose this if you don't use it straight away. I can't use it because I'm short of XP now. I'm going to test this out before I end the stream. See what happens if I save and exit. Range maxed out, accuracy maxed out, alertness maxed out. All skills maxed out. Rank 9. You are already at the max. So nothing for you. So I'm going to test this out now. Let's see what happens to the unspent points here. Continue. Okay, she still has them. Maybe if you log off or you exit, that you will lose the XP, but I think I'll test that later. For now, we will end the stream and I will see you next time.